I see people watering like this and think, no, get it down there. The first thing to think about is what's the best time of day to water, and the answer there is early in the morning or in the evening, because then the water will go into action and evaporate less rapidly than it would in a hot noonday sun. Don't do your watering according to the calendar. Regularly, every single day, if it's been pouring down and if it's cool, the water will be lost from the soil much more slowly than on a hot, dry day, when with containers in particular on really hot summer days, you may be watering both morning and evening. Use your common sense, not the clock. As a general rule of thumb, it's good to make plants search out their own water supply, particularly in beds and borders. But you'll notice the moment comes where they're starting to wilt, they're starting to be under stress, and that's the time to act. Ideally, obviously, before that. How can you tell when they're going to need water? Look at the soil. Don't just look at the soil, but feel and examine the soil. If you look at a border and it looks dry on top, it may still be moist underneath. Get your trowel out, just dig down a couple of inches. If soil looks like a freshly wrung out flannel and feels damp, it's got enough water in it. So how do you water? Well, let me show you first how not to water. This is how not to water, because you go out there on a sunny day and you think, oh, that's right, I give the plants a really good soak. And you're not giving them a really good soak, you're just putting water on the leaves and flowers, and it's going to evaporate from those leaves and flowers before it goes where it's needed. I'm sorry, it sounds as if I'm talking to children, doesn't it? But I see people watering like this and think, no, get it down there. It doesn't matter if you catch the foliage a bit, it'll sort of freshen them up. You can watch the water sinking down into the soil and knowing it's going where it's needed. Try and put the water really quite close to the plant. Roots on things like this cosmos, which has only been in here a week, which is why I'm watering it, don't spread that far. So you can do most good by getting the water in the little arc of earth immediately around the plant. When you've got really established plants in a border and they've been in 2 or 3 years, try to avoid watering them unless they are really clearly in distress because it's been dry for weeks. Generally speaking, it's better if you let the roots go down in search of moisture. If you keep watering on the surface of the ground like this regularly, the roots will start to know, oh, there's water, it usually comes there, I'm going to go there. If you make them go down, because the water doesn't often come from the surface, that's better in the long term. When it comes to container plants, you really are playing God, because although rain can fall down, it won't really water them terribly well. It will hit the foliage and generally run off. All this canopy here, particularly on this hosta, is like an umbrella. It's stopping the rain getting to the compost and the roots where it's needed. Some of it will run down the leaf stalks, but the majority of it will be thrown off to one side. So you've got to make sure that your pot plants in particular outdoors on a hot terrace in the summer don't dry out. Use your fingers, get down there, dig into the compost, use your fingers to scoop down underneath. Look at that, it's perfectly damp down there. It doesn't actually need any more water. So if it's damp 2 inches down, leave it alone. If it's dry, give it a really good soak. And with plants like the hosta that love moisture, to be honest, you can't really overwater them. Just keep soaking them. And I'm watering here in the middle of the plant because that's going to get straight down into the compost. No point in watering there because you can see what happens when the rain falls. It just runs off. Here, it's going right where it's needed. If you're in and out and you often can't get to water your containers, grow pelargoniums. They don't mind being left dry for several days. The thing that'll finish them off is soggy compost. That's fine. It's really important that we don't waste water and that we use it in the right way, because if we don't, we can do more harm than good. Do install as many water butts as you possibly can on your downpipes. They'll capture the rainfall and you can use that to water your plants. Don't waste water on the lawn. The grass is the first thing to suffer in drought because it has shallow roots, but it's also the first thing to recover in a shower of rain. There are more important places to use water. When it comes to equipment, do make sure you've got a good hose pipe. There is nothing more irritating than a hose pipe which keeps kinking. One way of avoiding that is with a really good hose reel. It makes sure that the hose pipe is wound round and round rather than doing as they often do, just kinking and stopping the flow. You'll find sprinkler heads with different settings. Some offer a spray, others a jet. And generally for most watering, a good sprinkler head that applies it gently is the best option. For shelves in the greenhouse, or for hanging baskets that are up high, a lance fitted to the end of the hosepipe will give you that extra bit of reach, and it does make for an easier job. For larger areas of garden, like newly planted beds and borders and the veg patch, plug your hosepipe into an oscillating sprinkler that goes back and forth, applying a soft and gentle flow of water that really will soak down into the soil. Leave it running in any one spot for about half an hour. More control means using less water. So be considerate and considered about your watering. Do it at the right time of day, to the right plants, in the right place and the right amount. That way your plants will be happy and so will your bank balance. Gardening has changed my life, so let me show you how it can change yours. I'll be posting new videos every week, so subscribe and let's get gardening together.